Hello and welcome back to the second quote-unquote season of Custom Craziness. We're back for a second time. I'm very happy to be doing this again. I had a lot of fun doing this last year, and I've really upped the ante compared to last year. I've got 64 factions instead of 32. We've got more base sets, which are going to be showing off in the exhibition matches. We've got all new custom counters, which are going to be showing off. Custom Madness deck with a bunch of different custom factions Madness, which will be shuffling up to show a little bit of every time we use Madness. This is actually the second time I'm recording this video. The first time I was still on an old laptop that I used last year, and it was getting kind of bogged down. It was getting kind of old, and that video ended up being a little bit of a slideshow. So now we are recording this again, and it should be much, much better this time because I got a new laptop, not specifically for this. It was I just needed a new one anyway. But yeah, this should be a much better viewing experience than last time. All right. Anyway, in this match, we're going to be showing off base deck number 2. This is going to appear in every second game in each best of 5 set. It's a medium-low risk base deck. If we had our low, medium, and high risk base deck last time, this is a medium-low between the low and the medium. There's a lot of position dependencies. You're going to see stuff like this that depends on how much you've got there. You're going to have bases that depend on how many other bases you have cards at. It's a fun time. And as for our competitors, over on the left side, we've got the Space Realm and the Simulators. And you should see now on screen some little team snapshots that I put together that I think are really cool. Give you an idea of the deck's capabilities and kind of a very, very quick summary. I think that's going to help with readability a lot this year. If you have no idea what the factions do, then this snapshot should give you a good idea without too much effort. This is, as like it says, this deck uses the base deck as a toolbox, and you're going to see that this game, there's no better way to put it. They've just got tons and tons of stuff that takes advantage of all the bases. Like the Cosmic Architect here is the perfect example. You can basically just tailor whatever base you want as long as that base started empty. And then over on the right side, we've got the Centaurs and the Storytellers. This is a very engine-driven deck. They're going to like spreading out a lot and using their base modifiers for as long as possible, because the more time they get to set up, the more they will run away with the game. All right, without further ado, I say we get started. For the first match of each set this year, we're going to be flipping a coin to see who goes first. Oh, that's a bad flip. There we go. And heads means that this deck on the left goes first. Tails means the deck on the right goes first. We got tails, so Centaurs and Storytellers will go first. When we get to the actual matches, then just like in prior years, whoever lost the last match will go first in subsequent games after the first. Well, let's get started. All right, looking at our opening hand, we've got some nice cards, but nothing we necessarily need to play right now. Like Lost at Sea is a recursion card. Cavalry Captain is nice. That'll get us a better action we can play. I'll probably stick it over on Illithid Layer, just the biggest base to start. I don't want to put it on Off-Broadway Theater, as good as that is for storytellers who have a bunch of 5s. Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily need to take advantage of that, although that will be nice with Lost at Sea. It's just a big footprint to put out. I guess this is the safest time to do it if we're going to do it at all. Yeah, okay. Play Cavalry Captain on Off-Broadway Theater. Search our deck for When the War Came, and draw it. When the War Came. Ignore the thumbnail image. There we go. Alright. And I think we're just going to end up playing When the War Came. And then we're going to use its talent. One of our minions on this face gains a +1 power counter for each rare card you played this turn. If you don't know what rarity means, it's just how many copies of a card are in your deck at the start of the game. If there's exactly one copy, then that card is rare. If there's more than one copy, then that card is common. For instance, One Trick Pony is common because there are 4 of them. Lost at Sea is rare, there's only 1 of it. When the War Came is rare, and Cavalry Captain are also rare. So we'll get 2 power counters from When the War Came's talent this turn. There we go. And that's it. We played a minion in action. So we'll end turn draw 2. Okay. Alright. What are we doing now? Let's see. Space Realm. Something to talk about with Space Realm. They want to play on the most recently played base. That always starts on the rightmost base, without exception. And then obviously this marker will move as the game progresses, but it always starts on the far right. So I think we're going to start with Arbiter. Yeah. Let's draw 2. Okay. Knowing the path is really, really nice, but I don't know if we want it yet. We could, with Rabbit Hole in our hand, we could do some sneaky stuff, like copying Rabbit Hole to get a quick score of something, wipe some base modifiers off. But I'm not sure if we want to do that yet. Yeah, I'm not sure we want to do that quite yet. Quite honestly, we could use the Rabbit Hole to just knock off Broadway Theater by dropping the breakpoint, but we would lose the base, so I don't feel like doing that. Do we even want to play Rabbit Hole? I don't think we want to play Rabbit Hole. Although we probably do want the 4th base eventually. We could play Knowing the Path to just look at the top 3 bases. But with a Cosmic Architect, it's not likely that we're going to have that knowledge for a long time, so yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I'm thinking we don't. I think we just hold off on our action play. Ooh, Henderson. That's nice. Alright, what are they doing? Let's see, we need 9 to break off Broadway Theater. This breakpoint drops because another player has more power here than them. Probably gonna play that One Trick Pony. It's just a question of where. I guess Trader's Outpost is a fine place to put it. Don't really feel like putting it off Broadway Theater. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Do you want to maybe put Lost at Sea on Illithid Lair? Yeah, I think we kind of want to do that because we do have the narrator that grabs it already. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think this is good. We could put Lost at Sea on Trader's Outpost, but then if that base scores, then we're gonna have to play Mariner again to fetch it. When right now you're kind of hoping that we can use that to move away Cavalry Captain, and then use Lost at Sea to get it back. Well, I guess it doesn't actually work because you need Mariner to get minions back. Okay, sure, we'll do it this way then. And then we'll use When the War Came's talent. Yeah, it would be 1 or 1 whether we use Cavalry Captain or not. We played 1 rare and 1 common. Yeah. Okay. Puffet's kind of nice. Big Joe is nice. Okay, cool. Breakpoint goes back up. Oh, come on. There we go. Let's see, what are they doing now? Henderson doesn't like Trader's Outpost. Maybe that's okay. Can we break Off-Broadway Theater? We can get to 7 power pretty easily with Shiftiest and no turning back. If we played Cosmic Architect to replace Illithid Layer, what would we replace it with? Probably Marvel Cinematic Universe. They just really, really like that base. And you'll see what it is if I grab that. If I grab it. Yeah, that is significantly very quiet. It's all good, yeah. Would not be opposed to that at all. And then just play Henderson on MCU, yeah. Alright, play Cosmic Architect, and discard Illithid Layer, and grab out, where's Marvel Cinematic Universe? There it is. Marvel Cinematic Universe. So our most recently played base marker goes to there. And I think we're gonna move the architect over there. And then we'll play Mr. Henderson. We'll not play No Turning Back. And we'll use Henderson's talent to stall the base. I think that's it. Ooh, Neil. Okay. Second Arbor is cool. Play that in MCU. Breakpoint goes down. Okay. Can we score off Broadway Theater? Probably, but we would be giving up Mariner's Searching. Yeah. Not sure. How can we... This would be 4 if we use Wild Rushes, and this would be 9. Yeah. Alternatively, we just play Mariner and move it, and just use Wild Rushes as a +2. And we could still use Lost at Sea's talent. To discard something, get Wild Rushes back, which is nice. Yeah, and that would be the 8 power we need because we can use When the War Came. We would need to play it on specifically Trader's Outpost, which is fine. Oh, we could score Trader's Outpost probably. That would be better if we can pull it off. Wild Rushes, this is an 8, so that would be +10. Oh, okay. So we just need to play Mariner somewhere. And then Wild Rushes gets us Trader's Outpost. And you can grab Wild Rushes back with Cavalry Captain and Lost at Sea. I like that better. Cool. And then One Trick Pony will shuffle Lost at Sea back. Cool, I like this. We play Mariner. We don't have Lost at Sea in our deck or discard pile because it's right there. We've now played a rare card, so we will use that talent. Place a power counter on Cavalry Captain. Then we'll use the Wild Rushes. Move over. Oh, actually, hold on. Oh, the breakpoint didn't go down in the first place. I'm so sorry. Breakpoint didn't go down in the first place. Which means we would have to play Mariner there. That's a lot more expensive. Ooh. Ooh, that's a lot more expensive. That is a lot more expensive because we would have Mariner in play. I don't know. I don't know about that. We could still do this and just get the it's tougher. Hmm. This is tougher now, yeah. And I forgot. Yeah, they're tied for power, so the breakpoint doesn't go down. Hmm. Maybe we hold off then. Just play Big Joe or Huff It. Yeah, we'll play Huff It. Not on MCU. They're gearing up to score MCU, it seems like. So yeah, I want to defend, but you know what? Even what we maybe what we do is we play Mariner here. We move one trick pony. That puts the breakpoint at 15 for them. They'd have to burst that for 8, and if you're losing both of those, I don't like that. I'd rather leave MCU in closer range. Yeah. And again, when the war came, we played one rare and one common. Hoof It is common, so only one power counter for the cavalry captain. Okay. Yeah. The other option is to play Big Joe instead. Put it on cavalry captain, I guess. Or we can put Hoof It on Off-Broadway Theater. Do this. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that instead. Play Hoof It and move Cavalry Captain over for the come at me on Trader's Outpost. Yeah, sure. Uh-huh. That definitely forces them to try and respond to that rather than focus on MCU. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Alright, untap this. Breakpoint does go down now. Hmm. What do they want to do? Maybe they just ignore Trader's Outpost for the moment and try to score MCU for cheap? Like, it's not like this is actually going to score this turn if they don't do anything about it, so I think they'd be fine with just ignoring it. You need 10 power in MCU? Hmm. If they do Sniff, they'd activate Henderson first. So they would get... Ooh, yeah, if they do Sniff, well, Henderson talent first for 1 per minion, so that would be 1. This would be 2, 3, return for 4, 5, 6 from Henderson still persisting. We can play Henderson on a different base, off Broadway Theater probably, and then use Henderson's talent again so that 2 bases have the Henderson ability. That'd be what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then no turning back for free with its specialist 10. Yeah. I like that. Okay, so we're gonna activate Henderson and add the +1 ability. Play Sniff, return Henderson, place 2 power counters, and it's got the +1 from Henderson still. Then we will play Henderson on Off-Broadway Theater and play No Turning Back with its special. And activate Henderson again, so that 2 bases have the Henderson ability, and we can score MCU. Awesome. I like that. Now, ideally, these guys want to score MCU when they have particular cards in hand, but I think it's okay to burn it like this, because they do have ways to get bases back in the base deck, or even play them directly from the discard pile. So just having this base around is fine. Okay. Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to score. Specials. This is in play. Nothing in play already. Joe's from play. Yeah. One, 2, 3, and 1. After the space scores, winner may search the base deck, discard pile, or bases outside the game for a Marvel base and play it. That's everything in here. Okay. There we go. So it's all the bases in the normal Marvel expansion, plus bases from a few custom Marvel factions, like the Wakanda faction, the Symbiotes faction, which is also in Custom Craziness 2, the Kamar-Taj faction. This base is still in the high-risk base deck, so we'll be seeing that probably at least a couple times throughout the tournament. Yeah. My default for this is usually just Burn and Zana, but the fact that they can't immediately draw a card from it, which sometimes they can, kind of leans me away from it. We could do Vibranium Mine. Try and score it quick. It's probably just going to end up being a 4-2. Yeah. Well, it's usually just like a 4-2 anyway, yeah. As cool as it is. I mean, we could do Mount Kondo with an Arbiter coming up. Get that proc twice. Actually, no, because that wouldn't be the most recently played base. Never mind. That doesn't work. River of Grace and Wisdom. Not sure. Could just do Kreelar. Nothing wrong with just doing Kreelar. It's probably not something we're going to be actually playing on much, though. Could have some fun and do like Alchemax or Clintar. I shouldn't be thinking too long about this, should I? I don't know. I really don't know. Sure, we'll have some fun. We'll do Clintar. I don't think they particularly care what it is right now. Again, if they had particular cards in hand, I would usually default towards Burn and Zana, but yeah. Now we need some of the extra stuff in the MCU bag. We need Symbiote Dragon. Don't need this one. Oh. At least not yet. Place these here. There we go. Oh, this isn't scripted as a monster. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now we can clean up MCU. And technically the newest base marker goes up here for like 30 seconds. We get Uncanny Valley. Okay. Draw for turn. Refresh World. Okay. Ether Lord. Yeah, that's one of the cards that really likes MCU. What do they want? Breakpoint goes back up here. Oh, that should be here. Kind of unfortunate that's the only card in the discard pile. What do they want? Ideally, they'd find a way to get exactly um, 2 more power on Trader's Outpost and force a score there. Big Joe. Like we would need to either move somebody twice or just play a 2 there. I mean, something we could try to do is score off Broadway Theater, and then we've got another 5 in hand. That's possible. That's definitely possible. Play Engine Driver. Play Wild Rushes. Oh, let's get traveling on right now. And then we play Wild Rushes, move our Cavalry Captain over, and that's perfect. That's perfect. Well, as far as power, I guess we don't need to play Wild Rushes. We can use Hoof It. We can use Hoof It, and then we just need to play a second rare card. I like that better. Big Joe. Big Joe's rare. And we'll play that on Cavalry Captain. Yes. All right. This is good. All right. And then, yeah, we'll use When the War Came's talent. We've played 2 rare cards this turn, namely Engine Driver and Big Joe. So Cavalry Captain's going to get 2 power counters. This is working swimmingly. Okay, Off-Broadway Theater scores. No specials for them, right? Yeah. It's a free 2+1 VP. And after it scores, they will discard a 5 to move a printed 5 to another base. Perfect. And we don't even care about missing out on this. This is fine. Getting rid of Henderson's nice too. And they didn't use the stall ability because they needed it to break MCU. Awesome. For them at least. Okay. This is a lot of pressure over here now because the breakpoint is going to drop. And they've got Big Joe there for a second bonus VP if they don't do anything about it. That's awesome. And our most recent base marker moves. If we ignore this, the score goes to 8-4. Ooh, that's pretty gross. That is pretty gross. As far as I'm aware, hold on, let me check this because I know Sonus has told me whether it's supposed to erase minion modifiers. Yeah, it is supposed to destroy minion modifiers, so using Refresh World would get rid of Big Joe, and that would clear the breakpoint. Buy us some time at least. Well, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. Oh, and Neil cares what size the base discard pile. I should be taking deep brief out. That is not actually in the base discard pile. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking we go Arbiter, Refresh World, and something else. I don't know. Can't do Cosmic Architect to get rid of it. That moves our base marker to over there. They've definitely got to respond to it in some way. I think you could go Arbiter first, though. Cool. Yeah, then we'll do Refresh World. We will refresh Trader's Outpost. So it goes here. Only minions remain, so all the actions go away. Goodbye, Big Joe. And we can get an extra action, which will be possibly Consume World on Clintar. It just kind of seems better from a power standpoint than Uncanny Valley. 19 power on both. Or we could play Knowing the Path or something. I think we'll hold off on Knowing the Path because we did lose Henderson. Yeah, I'll play Consume World over on Clintar. Just hopefully get some card draw going for a short term at least. Cool. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. Alright. They are exceedingly annoyed by what just happened. Alright. What are they gonna do? Probably Bandit Queen and Traveling On. Like they still gotta respond to Trader's Outpost in some way. So our newest base marker did move to there though. That is worth noting. So they could pull some shenanigans on Trader's Outpost more easily because it's the newest base. I don't think we care yet though. There we go, Bandit Queen and Traveling On, probably on Clintar. Like Bandit Queen's very, very good, but they do back up on Uncovers a little tiny bit. Yeah. Do want to limit draw from Consume World, of course. Grab Perfect Crime. And we could just do Perfect Crime instead of Traveling On. I like that better. Like just putting Bandit Queen on Clintar to try and get a footprint there. Yeah, I think we'd be fine with that. And we still have Cavalry Captain, so we could. That would just be denying them draw. That wouldn't actually get us draw if we took control of the rare action Consume World. Yeah, we'll just do Perfect Crime on Uncanny Valley then. And we will use it to bury an action off the top of our deck. So far, not too much brain burning with Storytellers. Okay, the Wanting comes in waves. We'll bury that on Uncanny Valley. Yeah. Cool. That was main in action. So there we go. Okay. Breakpoint goes back down. Seeing Nightmare is very nice. Alright. What are they going to do about this? Oh, I did forget about Cosmic Architects. They would know about that. Should they be putting buried cards on bases? Yes, they should. They should be putting their stuff on bases where there are minions. I'm gonna put it on New Orleans instead. That's just me not thinking about the matchup. Yeah, putting it on New Orleans makes a lot more sense from a perfect play standpoint, or as perfect as I can get it, you know. So if we don't address Trader's Outpost, now the score is going to be 4-7, which is more tolerable. We do get Consume World. Second Starfall. Okay. Having both Starfalls is nice. Kind of need to get past Trader's Outpost and move the most recently scored marker somewhere else before it makes a whole lot of sense. You want to do Shiftiest and play the Rabbit Hole? I don't know. Don't know about that one. Could do Knowing the Path to copy the Rabbit Hole and transform Trader's Outpost into Rabbit Hole and only give them 1 VP for their trouble. That sounds funny. And move Shiftiest off. I kind of like that. And like, yeah, they would get to save all of their stuff because they don't care about being around for that. Like, they're not going to get the 1 VP. Oh, this is devious. This is very devious. We'll start with Rabbit Hole because we have to play that first. Oh, okay. And then, yeah, we'll play Shiftiest. We'll get, I don't know, I guess Henderson? I don't know why it has center graphics. Yeah, I think we're just going to grab Henderson. Unless we want Simulation Replenished. Simulation Replenished would be fun, but as an alternative to Rabbit Hole. But we've already committed to this. Well, I guess we haven't committed to it yet, but we can't draw unless we use a Starfall, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm fine with just grabbing second Henderson. Okay, we'll use this Rabbit Hole to move our Arbiter to double battle. Well, Rabbit Hole 5 double battle. Then, yeah, Trader's Outpost is going to score. We will use Shiftiest. We'll play Knowing the Path. And then you get to use a talent on it. So first we'll look at the top 3 bases. Heh. All these bases are pretty good for Centaurs Storytellers, just big bases where they can park engine stuff. Maybe we do we like Sea Lord's Palace more than that? I don't know that we do. I think we might just be putting all 3 of these at the bottom. Yeah. Good job. Good job knowing that. And then we will use activate any talents? Yeah, any talents. So first we copy Knowing the Path. We'll copy Rabbit Hole so it has the same abilities as that, which makes it a 10 breakpoint 100 base, and it gains the talent to move our minions to or from there. So Shiftiest will move I think we want to leave Uncanny Valley open for Architect, so we'll move it to, yeah, we can't score that double battle rabbit hole base. Yeah. All right. I think they damage controlled pretty effectively there. Cool. All right. Base scores, they only get 1 VP from the copied rabbit hole. All right. Yeah, one trick pony can't even do anything because they don't have any actions there. Good damage control. Blight Town. That's not a great one either. Ooh, Gravity Shift is nice. Oh, I guess this would have moved up briefly, but that doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm happy with this. Let's continue. Let's see that uncover. The wanton comes in waves. Draw 3 cards, discard a card. Generally, I'm not the biggest fan of the wrong year. Uh, yeah, generally not super jazzed about that one. Not that it's a bad card, it's just don't really like it in this deck because there's not many minions that uh, you want to play and then swap out. Like all of the Centaur minions do stuff while they're in play, and the narrators are all 5 power, and you're likely to trade neutral or trade down. In fact, those are mostly the only things you can do. Anyway, untap this. We can bury common action off the top of our deck again if we want. Are we just going to nuke a base though? With Nightmare? I don't think we can. I think we need some more setup, which Unicorn can provide us with. And fortunately, we've got a Pac-Man, so we don't need to play Nightmare. So we don't need to play Nightmare for fear of passing on our minion play otherwise. I think we'll play Unicorn as a base modifier. Yeah, I'll play Unicorn as a base modifier. And use its talent, discard. I like Rock the Flock, but I think we'll be okay without one copy of it. So now we can play another action. That'll be, we're playing the Pac-Man here. That'll be, I think, Traveling On. Unless we want to put these on Blighttown, no. No, keep them there. It's hard because Pac-Man can move himself away, theoretically. And we want to play Traveling On this turn, which wants us to play minions at its base. We don't have its associated narrator that turns the play into a move anymore. So we will really be stacking stuff there. Maybe we need to put something on New Orleans for presence. Yeah. Which I guess means we'd be playing Traveling On there. That's not the biggest deal ever. So now we just need to make sure that Unicorn stays on a base with one of our minions. We'll put it there. Guess that's not super long term, is it? That base is not long for the world. Eh. Hmm. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, and then we'll play Traveling On with the extra action granted by Unicorn. And we have played him in here. We'll use Bandit Queen, bury the top card of our deck. Sucker's Prayer. That's nice. I think I'm okay floating that on Uncanny Valley, actually. If that gets Cosmic Architected, then whatever. And then we'll use Bandit. We'll use Perfect Prime, bury an action off the top of our deck. The Bagman's Gambit. Bury that on Clintar, I guess. Okay, and that's it. Ooh, a scapegoat. Very good timing to see that with Nightmare. So you're going to try and bust a base next turn, for sure. Start of the turn, consume world goes. They draw a card. Hmm. What are we doing? Do we maybe want to just score that other rabbit hole base? Potentially. We don't have anything else worth shiftiesing. Hmm. We could use the movement to move this arbiter away and maybe score something. Maybe put something on Clintar. Can we score Clintar? That would be really nice to get rid of Unicorn. We know that's Bagman's Gambit hiding under there as that buried card. Okay, let's think. This would be 2 power moved over by the rabbit hole. Hmm. Starfall. Can we get cheeky with double Starfall and Cosmic Architect? Swap either Blighttown or Uncanny Valley. I guess we prefer Uncanny Valley to get rid of that. What would the burst potential on that be? 3, 6, 9, 11, 11, 13. Yeah. And then what would our final action be? I guess it would be Henderson. So 15 is the burst potential there. I don't think any of the bases in the base deck have that low of a threshold. Let's check. Uh, let's not check because we have some information about the base deck and it'd be a hassle to put that back. But yeah, I'm fairly confident that we don't have the tools to score that. What if it's Scarif though? Because Scarif gets you more power the more bases you have cards at. We have cards at we would have cards at 3 other bases. So that would add 6. And what did I say it was? 3, 6, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21. I think that's one short. That's one short, yeah. It's one short of an instant solo. So we would want to play Ether Lord first. Play Ether Lord first and probably defend Clintar just in case. On the other hand, we could do Star Dragon instead of Ether Lord, but that gives us the same problem. It's just waiting a turn. I kind of want to play Ether Lord so that we have the ability to get that instant solo off of Cosmic Architect, double Starfall, Gravity Shifts. Like that's just like the ultimate Space Realm combo. And maybe we can get a better terminal action besides Henderson as well. Yeah, I want to play Ether Lord this turn. We'll play it on Uncanny Valley and just plan to swap out Blighttown instead. It is a risk to leave Ether Lord on a base that is not the most recently played base, obviously, because you risk giving up its bonus VP. But how likely are they to be able to converge 14 power? Like, they've got Unicorn out, it's Bagman's Gambit. It's like not completely out of the question, but it would be difficult. Yeah, I think I'm okay with leaving it like this. Okay, and then what are we doing for our action? Nothing? Yeah, I guess just nothing. We'll move this arbiter over. Defend Quintar, just in case. Because that's a much more reasonable threshold for them to hit. It's kind of fun. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to play in action. That's it. Hand size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, Reform World. Yeah, that could be a. Ooh, yeah, that's a good card to draw now. Yeah. Okay. Because I think we can easily bust like a replayed MCU next turn, which is like really, really good for Evo. Okay, but not thinking about that right now. Let's turn our attention back to Centaurs and Storytellers. I think we're going to uncover Sucker's Prayer. I mean, can we just score that? It's not out of the question. Sucker's Prayer move. I mean, it doesn't so much matter, I guess. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 actions in play. We can get up to 6 if we play 2 modifiers. So that makes Nightmare an 11 on its own. But we don't have anything we can move over the Pac-Man with. Well, no, that's not true. We can play a seed as a minion modifier. That would do it. Okay. Can Nightmare do Scapegoat on it? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actions in play right now. This should be 10. And then we'll discard with Unicorn. We'll discard we'll discard a One-Trick Pony. We could do Wild Rushes instead. We could do Hoof It instead of Giant Chicken, and just not use the Pac-Man's ability. Yeah, that's better. Okay, what are we discarding with Unicorn? Because that's obviously important. Let's fill our hand first. Let's. We haven't played a minion 2 there this turn. And we're not going to. We're not going to unless we. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, that's how we use Pac-Man's ability, sure. We play this here so that we fulfill Traveling On, and Pac-Man moves it. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Okay. And then we can play Hoof It with Unicorn. Okay. Yeah, let's draw both of these instead of burying both of them. Instead of burying either of them. Yeah, I kind of am okay with that. Pac-Man. Yeah. Well, we're likely to leave that uncovered for at least one more turn, which I guess means we're probably not using it, given how much power is here. Yeah, like, we're probably not using Unicorn at all. Yeah, whatever. We'll bury one. Do we want the guaranteed action or just want our top card buried? I think we just want the guaranteed top card buried. And I think we don't want to put them on Bike Town for fear of Cosmic Architect. We would put one of them on New Orleans at least. Which is more dangerous to put them on? Rabbit Hole or Blighttown? Because they don't know they've got a reformed world. And I think that's a lot less likely that they'd be playing around with. There's 3 Cosmic Architects, so they would absolutely be playing around that at all times. Maybe it's just not safe to put buried cards anywhere. Maybe they just would rather have them in hand, especially since they wouldn't be discarding for hand size. Okay, yeah, I like that. I think that's fine. Yeah. Okay. We are going to draw an action at the top and draw the top card of our deck. Dark Force and the Mountain comes in waves. Cool. Neither of those are cards I want to discard. Yay. Which I guess means we're going to discard Giant Chicken for Unicorn. Play Hoof It, move our Pac-Man. Oh, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actions in play now, so Nightmare gets 1 more power. Perfect. Alright. Uncanny Valley is going to score, and unfortunately these guys don't have their Save a Minion If You Lose card, which really sucks for them because they were about to pop off. But yeah, that's it. I got 3 and 1. Ether Lord does not get its bonus VP. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No things they can do. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Nightmare's going to go back into their hand with a Scapegoat. Right. Pac-Man goes away. Sucker's Prayer goes away. Ether Lord goes away. Conference room. Okay. Yeah, I think that's one of the smallest bases, if not the smallest base in the deck, and that's a 16, not a 15. And their burst potential was only 15, if I remember correctly, last turn. Okay, Peace Raptor, that's cool. Pathos of Love, that's cool. Cool. All right. Gosh, these guys are not having a good time. Hmm. Our most recently played base marker goes there. Can they insta-solo that? They've got, what, 3, 6. I guess Star Dragon? Star Dragon suggests that they wouldn't be doing it this turn. Hmm. I highly doubt they can. Oh, we've got to do Consume World. Let's see if it just scores Consume World. We probably can, right? I would hope so. I would really hope so. That would require 6 power added. Yeah, we can do that. I would very much like to do that without uh, without using a Starfall. What's the best way to do this? Hmm. I'm not seeing a way that they get out of this without either using Gravity Shift or a Starfall. Like, well, I guess what they could do is they could use Ancient Sniff, move that over for big effect. He would bring the -6 from Consume World with him. That's kind of intriguing. Maybe they can insta-score Starfall that way. Because that makes Sniff an 8, basically. If we don't care about the breakpoint damage. How much does New Orleans need? Because that's another hotspot for their actions. This needs 13. This would be 8, 9, 10, 11. Aggravating. We don't have a what's it called? We don't have oh, what is it called? No turning back. Aggravating. Huh. Whereas if we go for conference room, that's 3, 6 plus 8 is 14. We can play gravity shift and get the 16 for free, and then we just have a dangling action play, which we can use on, which one do we want to get rid of more? Probably these. Work towards score in New Orleans with Henderson, probably. Yeah, okay, I'm fine with that. Uh, it's at least using all of the materials we've built up. And we can move an arbiter back over to the rabbit hole for security on New Orleans. We don't want that scored out from under us. Oh no! Oh, ah, that does make it harder. Yeah, we can't move and then move again. If only. Yeah, okay, I'm fine with this. Yeah. We'll do Starfall, 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 Starfall. So we get 6 -1 breakpoint counters. Conference room. We'll play Agent Sniff, bring over Consume World, which brings it to -6 over. This goes up. And we play Gravity Shift for free. We'll reduce its breakpoint, its base's breakpoint by 2. And it's the most recently played base, so we can return to our hand. And we've got a dangling action play still, so we'll stick Henderson over here. Or we can do Black Hole. Oh, sorry, no, this, what's it called? Oh, no, okay, that's right. Yeah, we'll play Black Hole, and instead of moving that arbiter, we'll move this arbiter off. Yeah, I like that. It's one of, oh, it's, okay, I see, okay. Yeah, conference room's gonna score with 2 power on it. That's awesome. Alright, they'll take their 3-point solo. Yeah. Good job, Agent Sniff. You're a good boy. Manda's Mansion. Okay. Oh, now we get no turning back. Yeah. Our most recently played base marker stays there. Okay. What are these guys doing? They've got not much opportunity. I guess they could just use Bagman's Gambit to destroy Black Hole. I mean, like, unless they're going to score Centaur, in which case they would be getting rid of Unicorn for the power. Let's math out the turn. We could, for instance, play Nightmare again. And that would be 10, 11, 12, 13. We can play it here so if you activate Traveling On. That's 13, 14, 15, 16. Not quite there. Yeah, and I don't see any way we get closer than that, so we could go for New Orleans instead and just completely clear out all of our stuff from Clintar before it gets destroyed. Yes, that's not a bad idea. Shift East makes the puzzle in New Orleans more interesting, though. Interesting conundrum. We could just go for Rabbit Hole as well. I wouldn't want to use... what's it called for that, though? Nightmare. Wouldn't want to use Nightmare for that. We could potentially get Bandit Queen over to Rabbit Hole for free with Hazards of Love. Yeah, I think we can do that. Just play like the Dark Horse. Yeah. I think I'm okay with this. Given that it doesn't seem like we can score Quintar, I mean, we could just use Batman's Gambit to destroy Black Hole instead. Like, that is a thing we can do. That might even be better to do, because then we keep Unicorn around. And if we did that, then would we still score Rabbit Hole? I don't know if we would score Rabbit Hole. Oh, this is kind of funny. Dark Horse can move the Rabbit Hole. So we can clear off whatever base we don't like. Like Blighttown or something. Huh. That's kind of funny. I mean, can we do anything with it? I'd rather not do that to New Orleans. See doing that to either Blighttown or Amanda's Mansion. If we just want to do double battle, that's fine too. That would probably be the easiest anyway. That's kind of funny though. We could also use Dark Horse to move Black Hole. Also consider that. Huh. We could use Dark Horse to move Black Hole, probably to like double battle or something, and just get rid of all this. That's not a bad idea. That might be the best case scenario, actually. In which case we'd be leaving, what's it called, Bagman's Gambit buried. We just play Dark Horse. I like that. Okay. Alright. So yeah, now the question is where are we putting it? And what movement of minions are we giving up? You can probably just like play Hazards of Love still. Yeah. So we can play on New Orleans and move off still. Yeah, because I think we want to keep that as far from breaking as possible for the moment. Where do we put Hazards of Love? Huh. Kind of wish we had Crane Life. We're going to draw Crane Life at the end of this turn, aren't we? We're playing this at least. I'm going to draw an action of Perfect Crime. We're not going to bury an action. I don't think, at least. I think we'd rather have a shot at burying a minion. Yeah, we're going to do this. Make you better. played a minion there, so we can use Traveling On now. We'll do Bandit Queen, then we'll do Traveling On, bury the top card of our deck. What do we get? Pac-Man. Okay. Where do we put them? Don't put it on Black Hole, obviously. Or on Double Battle with Rabbit Hole. Put it on Manda's Mansion. Just spread our goods out a little bit. Or we could put it on Centaur, I guess. Not sure. Anyway, we've used all this stuff. We use Hoof It, move our Dark Horse to to Manda's Mansion. Then we will play the Hazards of Love. Play it on Clintar, I guess. We'll move our minion into there. We'll attempt to move the Dark Horse, but the Dark Horse will redirect it, turn it into a transfer of an action, which will move the Black Hole to Double Battle. Notice that it doesn't matter where we were trying to go. Dark Horse doesn't care. We're still just going to move something to somewhere, or transfer something to somewhere in this case. Okay. I think that's good. All right. Yeah, what did I say? What did I say? Untap. Oh, I forgot about Unicorn. Hold on. What would we get rid of? What would we play? Only thing I can consider playing is The Wanting Comes in Waves, and we would get rid of probably a one-trick pony. Well, the one-trick pony's getting really good because our discard pile is getting thin. Or our deck's getting thin. So maybe we discard the second Rock the Flock, because like now that we've got a Dark Horse out, yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna play Wanting Comes in Waves. Okay, and then we gotta discard something else. We can get rid of Make You Better. Like, it's fine. I guess the ability to swap something for like Lost at Sea is really nice. So we can get rid of a copy of Wild Rushes. But I don't know if that's worth keeping a whole action for. I guess we're not that likely to get use out of the one-trick pony before our deck resets potentially, which also would mean we're not going to get good use out of Lost at Sea. But maybe we're going to use it for something else. Okay, I'll get rid of the Wild Rushes. We can always get it back with Lost at Sea or something if we need to. Yeah, okay. Now we have actually used everything. This is the brain burning with Storytellers and Centaurs. Both of them together. Okay. Untap everything. Alright, start a turn. Black Hole triggers mandatorily. This goes away. This goes away. These get shuffled. Jedi Counselor. That's now the newest base. Is it time to bring out Neil? It could be time to bring out Neil. It's tough because you really, really want to put Neil out, but him taking a turn to turn on the power is annoying to say the least. Like, I guess we could like, put him on Blighttown. We need to get some points though. We need points on the board. Can we score either Centaur or New Orleans? Because I would very much like to do that. Let's think here. Do like I don't know, Shiftiest. Shiftiest would be 10. Henderson's 13. No turning back is 16. That's not enough. shiftiest. If we ditched gravity shift for it, that's 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, losing that arbiter to the black hole sucks. 4, 6, 9, 12. That's one short. Gross. We would need to use Neil. That's like the worst idea ever. Maybe we just need to bite the bullet and play Neil in like Jedi Council Room. We can gravity shift it. Especially now that I know we have gravity shift. Hmm. Do that, and then we do what? Henderson? Huh. Yeah, I'm kind of coming around to this idea. Yeah, Neil, gravity shift. Goes to our hand because that's the most recently played base. And then I was more inclined to do Reform World and Blight Town when we had Ether Lord in play and both Starfalls. Do we still want to do that? Put NCU back out? We could do that beforehand. We haven't seen either Planetary Portal yet. We're only halfway through our deck. I have no clue. What else is in the base discard pile? That's a terrible idea. Is there another 4-point base in the discard pile? There's Illithid Lair. I would really like to score a 4-point base. Okay. Resetting a little bit. I think Illithid Lair would be easier than Blighttown to score next turn, just because of Blighttown's ability, despite the slightly low breakpoint. Yeah, I think that does matter for us too. Okay, yeah, we'll do this. Reform World. Swap Blighttown for where is it? Illithid Lair. And now we play Neil there. Gravity shift him for extra safety. And I don't want to play Mr. Henderson yet because we've got no turning back. Although maybe we could draw the second one. Well, no, the second one's just propel. We could draw another program is the point. Yeah, and then all we would have to do is play a program anywhere, and that would let us move or use no turning back in some capacity. Yeah, okay. Do I actually have a plan to break the base? Neil's going to be a 12. So that's 12 to 24. 13 with Henderson. Shiftiest makes 13 plus 5 is 18. Gravity shift makes 20 out of 20. No, it'd be 22. Yeah, it'd be 20 out of 22. And then at the very least, just playing no turning back. Okay, okay, yeah. So we have a plan to break it. Perfect. Okay, I'm happy with this then. Okay, didn't get another program, but that's fine. We can just play no turning back, and that's like perfectly okay. Okay, what are we gonna do? And obviously we're stalling with Henderson. I think we're gonna uncover our Pac-Man. Can we like force Neil off with Dark Horse? Do we have action transference? Because we do need action transference for that. I don't think we do. Yeah, I think all we have is minion movement. That's annoying. Definitely annoying. Can we just score Illithid Layer? That would be very, very difficult, but potentially not impossible. I feel like we really need to defend Illithid Layer, no matter what. If we can score New Orleans at the same time or Clintar at the same time, then like great, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. We could at least move Henderson away. Makes it less likely for them to be able to score. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Okay. So what would we do? We could hoof it, bring over not the Dark Horse, the Pac-Man. Then we play Peace Raptor on the Bandit Queen. Use Pac-Man to bring it over. Tap that, we've tapped that. We have not played a minion yet, so we can just play the one-trick pony. Yeah, we kind of wanted to do this without a minion play, didn't we? We did. Yeah, we did want to do this without a minion play, so we could still defend Illithid Lair. Or we can at least move away Henderson with Dark Horse. Hope that seals the deal on them not being able to score. And also only 6 to 12 power. Well, it'll be 6 to 13 actually. I guess that's like fine. If they do this, score goes to 12 for them. Let's assume they take the VP from New Orleans. That'd be 9 to 12. And if they do solo with a bear, that would be 13 to 12. That's actually not a bad late game with the bases that are out right now. And obviously just scoring something moves the newest base marker away from Illithid Layer, which is good. It's just neutralizing some of the space realm threats. Okay, yeah, maybe this is fine. And what do we want? Do we want to bury stuff with Bandit Queen? I think yes. We're going to do Hazards of Love again, attempt to move the Dark Horse away, and then redirect that to a move. We'll move Henderson to Amanda's Mansion. Yeah, that seems like the most inoffensive base to put it at. Okay. And then we've got a Nightmare to finish the game off soon, hopefully. Yeah. And then we're going to want to still use Unicorn to keep spamming actions out, keep Nightmare powerful. Although I guess in this case we'd probably be just playing Make You Better. Well, let's see what we get with these guys first. Let's draw an action with Perfect Crime. The wrong year, of course. Okay, we've used Dark Horse. Well, that's something we can discard to play Make You Better, at least. We're going to go down to just a couple of actions in play. So our Nightmare is only going to start from a 7. Oh my. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know if we have minis in our deck. Hmm. We don't have rare cards to discard for, well, let's see. What would we get? What would we get? I mean, I could just swap for Big Joe, deny them a VP. But I don't know if that actually helps our late game. I don't think it does. A Scapegoat? Get Bandit? No, not Bandit Queen back. No, it swaps specifically base modifiers? Yeah. Swap it for a Hoof It. Because like movement is what makes this deck go. And maybe we just like don't. Yeah. Kind of feeling don't. Okay. In which case, let's just draw again with Traveling On. Leave it down to one buried card. Giant Turtle. That is certainly an action, a modifier action. Could use that as a minion modifier on our Dark Horse. Give meaning to a Pac-Man, or just make movement better. Making movement better is nice. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay. Unicorn discard the wrong year to play Giant Turtle. Cool. All right, New Orleans scores. We do not want to look at our top 3 cards. We don't want to reset our discard pile. So we'll just take the VP no matter what. Okay, now we're going to examine these guys. Are they going to take their VP, or are they going to take... What's the chance that they swing? They could just do Walking the Path. But I kind of worry that that ends up not in our favor. Although, Let's see. We buried 3 standard split bases already. So the thought is we can hope we have a greater chance to look into a linear split. Like we've seen Blighttown already, which is the one we don't want to see. Uh, one linear split scene, 2, and 3. Managed would obviously be the best. I think there are actually still quite a few linear splits left. So like walking the path is like pretty darn likely to be a net positive in VP for us. And it does put New Orleans back out as the most recent base. And we've got Neil. Yeah, Neil is going to help us with that as well. Planetary portal would also allow us to move somebody in if we wanted to. That's not worth. The only thing we could move in is Neil. Planetary portal is also going to allow us to move Shiftiest away. It's kind of too bad that Mantis Mansion is out. Otherwise, we could have dug for it. But yeah, I think we are going to use Walking the Path, and we'll just fish for a linear split. Yeah. Okay. And we'll put this in the box. And no matter what this is, we keep scoring. Fort Scarif. Scarif. Do we sift for a linear split? It's going to take at least 2 cards. Oh, and yeah, it would. No, it didn't take it, I don't think. Right? Yeah, because they were concerned it would go to 9, 13 to 12. Yeah. Yes, they hadn't taken it yet. Okay, so do they discard at least 2 cards to fish for a linear split? Because I'm pretty darn sure there's at least like 1 or 2 more. Like how many of the 4/3s have we seen? We haven't seen any of the 4/3s yet, for example. Yeah, we saw Double Battle. We've seen Jedi Council Room. I know there's at least a local bar still in there. I think that I'm like 99% certain there's at least one 4/3 as well, but I'd take a 3/2 as well. In fact, a 3/2 might even be better. No, a 4/3. A 4/3 wins us the game if we then score illicit layer. Okay, so that's obviously better. So yeah, we just need something with 3rd place on the second, 3 points on the 2nd place VP, and we'll ditch any number of cards we can to get there. Okay, yeah, we're still going to continue scoring. Discard again. I think we're going to get rid of the Star Dragon. See what we get. Local bar. No, right? No. Discard Cosmic Architect. Tyrann. Discard other Cosmic Architect. Is there one? I thought there were some. Hold on. There are 11 bases in the discard pile. I should like check. Because we know the bottom 3 bases. The bottom 3 bases are Sea Lord's Palace. What's it called? Tenochtitlan and Cracker Crow. Those are the bottom 3 bases. But there should be a 4/3 base. I'm like 99% certain there's a 4/3 base in this deck. Let me just check. Yeah, it's North Mountain. Okay, it's the last 2, of course. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just had to do the gut check. Okay, so there's going to be 13 bases in the discard pile, which makes him an 18. It would be okay if we got rid of Gravity Shift. Yes. Okay. We continue scoring because this is a win, so this is the base that actually enters play from walking the path. What a setup. That's great. Okay. The North Mountain scores. No specials here. Not even from Shiftiest. Nothing from them, I don't think. Yeah. So they'll take their 4, they'll take their 3, and now we grab a minion with North Mountain. I don't know. I don't know if we care that much because the game's over, as you can probably guess. We'll grab the Mariner, and one trick pony will shuffle. But like I just said, game's over. Oh, and obviously our newest base marker goes here. Okay. Then they draw their 2. Start of the turn, Neil gains 13 power. That is a game ender. Oh, I forgot Planetary Portal. We could have moved Shiftiest over. And this expires. Not like it matters, right? Because we have all of the overkill in the world. Good job. They ended the game with an empty hand. Wow. That was pretty cool. Got to see some pretty good back and forth action from both teams. It's very possible that Storyteller Centaurs would win on their next turn, by scoring Centaur. Like if we do this, we would do like they could destroy the giant turtle, I guess. It would result in net 1 power. So they would probably just destroy Hazards of Love. No, because the what's it called isn't there yet. Okay, so I guess they would just destroy Henderson. This would go away. Nightmare would have +3. Hazards of Love could move up the Dark Horse. And surely they have actions that could have done it. Make it better, maybe? How many rare cards would they have played that turn? 1, 2, 3. When the war came would be 4, yeah. And let's see, when the war came, they would still have Unicorn, so they could have discarded one Trick Pony just to play the rare actions they don't have. I don't know. And yeah, that would just give Dark Nightmare 1 more power. And then when the war came, would have given 1, 2 Bagman's Gambit, 3 Make You Better, 4 when the war came, rare cards, and that would have been enough. Yeah, that would have been enough. So they would have won on the next turn, which is always good. Close game. That's what you want to see. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you are looking forward to the rest of the exhibition matches and to the start of the tournament proper. I'll see you around.